Well, it is a 2-turn lethal with Power Blast and the spell power, so. Alright, well, just saying, it's going to bring it up to 2-1 lead here, and just the Zoo Warlock of his own remaining, I believe, since that was not banned away. Terrence has his own Zoo and Freeze Mage left, so if Terrence can go and win a mirror matchup here with Zoo Warlock, then he might find himself in a position where he could mount a comeback in this series, being down 2-1. It is going to be close. I can still say this could go either way, and it is going to come down to that Zoo mirror, I believe.
It's kind of interesting that Just Saying has had so much success versus this kind of lineup, except against Chalky, where Chalky won the matchup pretty decisively. And I think it was just because Shaman wasn't able to pick up a win in that one. I mean, just really underperformed versus Chalky's lineup. But the fact that against Terrence it's been performing so well, I mean, it's kind of speaking a little bit about Chalky here and how well he navigates all these matchups. I mean, it's felt like at every single step of the way, he's had his opponent in bad shape. Whereas in these matchups, where the Freeze Mage is facing off against Zoo, it's kind of just felt like the opposite. And so Chalky just being able to consistently apply pressure, get big boards, and just keep the heat on every single time, really says something about his play. I mean, you can think what you want. That guy's on fire right now. And Terrence, playing just a little bit conservatively. I'm not sure I don't think it would have mattered at all in this matchup. I mean, Just Saying's hand was just so strong. But we saw sort of the differences in the play where Terrence played a lot more conservatively, and I think Chalky would have really just kind of gone for it every single step of the way. Kind of touching on what you said, you don't really know what to play around. So when that's the case, you kind of just have to hope they don't have it and just play your cards and try to beat them up.
Yeah, and both players have decent starts here. Just Saying with a reasonable curve, Darkshire Councilman for turn 3. But Terrence with all of this early utility. He's got Doomsayer, he's got Frostbolts and Forgotten Torches to deal with things. And just playing the Doomsayer is, by itself, is relatively risky. But you know that it's rather unlikely for your opponent to have to deal with it. If they use a Power Overwhelming, you're okay with that. Because they still weaken their board. And now Terrence is just free to just play Ice Barrier on turn 3 with nothing on the board. He's got to be feeling pretty good.
Yeah, Darkshire Councilman always a bit of a threat to Freeze Mages. Well, that's a good answer.
Yeah.
I think he's going to consider what it looks like if he uses Frostbolt and Ping and then just sets up a Ping next turn.
Yeah. He does have a lot of burn damage in his hand. You can think about
to go face.
Saving that fireball. No, just finding an alternative way to deal with this Darkshire Councilman.
Yeah, you're right, TJ. Just start going face right now.
I mean, if you count it up, it's about
I like how I'm trying to push you into that line right now. Like, guys in the chat are going to be like, TJ's so stupid. He thinks you just go face with Freeze Mage.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you do. Especially against Zoo. But not this time.
That's why I don't win with this deck. I don't think I've ever won a game with Freeze Mage, ever. Like, I have 496 Freeze Mage games played. I think I've won 0 of them.
Wow. It's like turn 3, nothing on the board. Forgotten Torch face.
6, 10, 14, 17 in hand. With that Fireball, would have had 23. That's only 5 turns of pings.
Can't tell if serious. Because I was thinking the same thing, but I don't know if... No, I'm just kidding. But it is a lot of damage, and a couple more taps, and you're getting close there. But look at that hand from Saiyan.
Yeah, it is kind of an awkward spot here for Terrence as well. I mean, it's going to go with Forgotten Torch and Ping, so we'll take actually extra damage this turn. But
wonder what spell he has.
If he didn't have Blizzard, this is actually a pretty strong bluff.
Yeah.
And certainly something worth considering. Like, when you're in a spot like this, consider plays like this. It might just slow down your opponent. And the reality of the situation is if you slow down your opponent enough, this might be some sort of success rate. You see, Just Saying, only going for 1 minion here and then saving everything else. Terrence obviously isn't bluffing in this one. Oh, wow. That's a saucy draw.
Yeah. But, I mean, Saiyan's got a pretty decent hand to follow this up, but he just hasn't put on enough pressure in the early game. Like, Now we're turn 7 now, and he's done 5 points of damage. So it looks like he's just gonna slam a. Nope. I was thinking he was just gonna slam a Doomguard because that's gonna be about the best time that he can go for something like that. But
honestly, not the greatest Flame Strike here from Terrence either. I mean, I think he may have to in the face of this. Well, maybe not anymore. I mean, Acolyte of Pain's a pretty strong pickup on this board.
Yeah, and you can even just Acolyte ping, Frostbolt down the Knife Juggler if you're really afraid of it. But Knife Juggler isn't really that threatening, especially since, you know, if he tries to get all that damage in, then most likely a ping's going to go to the Acolyte, going to give you more draws. Probably going to get a better Flame Strike going in the next turn. It is risky, but I definitely think you're onto something here with this Flame Strike not being the best.
I'm going to choose to draw a little bit more. Needs to find some more action, honestly, if this is going to be the case. And is going to Frostbolt the Knife Juggler as well.
Frostnova picked up for Terrence, so that's going to be a good draw. Really going to buy him some time moving forward in these turns.
Dark Iron Dwarf's going to make sure this Acolyte only seizes one more draw. And sort of the slow assault continues. Oh, wow, that's a powerful one. That's a huge draw for Terrence right now. I mean, Frostnova Doomsayer is looking pretty good. I mean, Flame Strike's looking pretty good here, too.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, Frostnova Doomsayer deals with any board, while Flame Strike only deals with a certain situational board. With everything being, you know, no death rattles and everything under four health or under. So I feel like you'd use the situational one more often than not. But Just Saying's hand, look at this hand. It's so clunky. I mean,
the perfect curve.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically he can get all this out, but it'd have to be the perfect discard. These would have to discard Flame Imp plus Possessed Villager. He does get rid of a Soulfire, so just getting rid of one Soulfire plus Flame Imp is actually pretty good, because probably not going to use that Flame Imp anyway, but look, how much damage is this? What the?
79. 9 plus 8, 17 damage total.
Okay.
So still a little bit off here.
Still a ways off, yeah.
Yeah, I think the Loot Hoarder's a pretty welcome draw at this point.
Yeah.
It's anything to keep digging from here. And now Saiyan faced with a really awkward spot. I mean, is he just going to pass again? I mean, this is a spot where I think I'd like to see Possessed Villager drop down just to get a 1/1 on board. Anything to occupy turns. He's going to keep tapping.
Get it out! Get it out!
Yeah, Possessed Villager played. He does have Burn from hand. But the thing is, I mean, Terrence is just getting closer and closer to picking up enough damage. And with Arcane Intellect drawn, I mean, it's only a matter of time. More Cycle. There's a Pyroblast.
Yeah, I mean, this is. Yeah, I think you set Saiyan down below 10 here. You ping off the 1/1 to make Power Overwhelming harder to activate. You hope he doesn't have it.
Yeah. Frostbolt, double Iceland.
Exactly what he's doing. This is a great spot here from Terrence.
So, Just Saying needs Power Overwhelming off the top, and then he needs to play Doomguard and discard exactly Darkshire Councilman and Forbidden Ritual.
There's a Possessed Villager. He's going to Soulfire face. Possessed Villager gets pitched away. There's the Doomguard.
Okay,
here's the life tap.
Out.
And it is Defender of Argus.
All right, well,
Terrence tying up this set, 2 games apiece.
And you know what it comes down to? The old Zoom mirror.
Yep, it's beautiful. We've seen this one get steamrolled by the person who goes first so far in today's tournament. And honestly, it's kind of just the nature of that matchup. It's whoever gets the first real big favorable trades off is usually the one who has the advantage of this one. And I think something that's super important to note is how powerful Possessed Villager is with Power Overwhelming in this matchup. Argent Squire does not fit the same bill because it doesn't keep that 1/1 around. But that front half of the Possessed Villager dying and leaving the 1/1 means you can Power Overwhelming run over Darkshire Councilman, you can trade up with Imp King bosses fairly easily, and then having an extra body means you have more stuff to Defender of Argus. And that's a super big deal in this matchup. Now, the other thing to note,